While the rest of the world was busy worrying about the Iran war and whether the Strait of Hormuz was going to open or not, the cabinet this week has cleared the way to fast-track blocking 33% of parliament and assembly seats for women. It sounds amazing to have at least 273 women guaranteed in the House speaking up for their constituents as early as in just 3 years. But to a seasoned journalist like me, why does it sound so unbelievable? First up, while the finer details of the bills are yet to emerge, what is confirmed is that men will still have access to 543 seats. How? Because instead of doing a straight 33% of the current parliament, they are adding seats. So the messaging to men is, yes, we are making way for women, but don't worry, the same number of you will still be in parliament. It'll just be a bigger parliament, 816 members. Government managers told me that they prefer taking this accommodating route so that men don't resent this. It's like when they announce quotas for upper castes in jobs and educational institutes. They increased the pool so that no one felt like it was eating into their share. The only point is that, can you really ensure parity for women when you don't want to offend the men? The second most important point is that while all parties have welcomed the move, their actions give away a lot more about their real intentions. This week, my colleague Smriti Ramachandran analyzed the ticket distribution by the BJP in all states that are having elections right now. She found that while they were talking about initiating change for women across the country, in Puducherry, they had 0 women candidates. And in the other states too, they were much less than the 33%. To be sure, other parties are no better. So for example, let's look at Kerala, which is always known as a state with an educated polity and generally more evolved in all aspects. Here, the number of women candidates is just 9% of male candidates, decreasing by 2% since 2021. The CPM has given the maximum number of tickets to women. Guess how much? 16%. BJP comes second at 14%, and then Congress just has 8%, far short of the minimum 33%. Let's not forget that in an ideal world, we should have half and half. Let's then move to Assam. Here the number of women in the fray are even more abysmal. There are just 60 women candidates compared to 662 men. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has only fielded 6 women, which makes it 7%. The Congress is a little better off with 13 women, making up 13% of the candidates, and fortunately, about 1 in 10, that is more than 10% of independents, are women. Again, not really Nari Shakti on display here. In Bengal, the Trinamool Congress takes pride in putting maximum number of women in assembly and in parliament. After all, they are a party founded by a strong independent woman. However, even having Mamata Banerjee as your boss doesn't mean equality with male peers. And so, TMC is fielding 52 women candidates in its list of 291. That makes it 17%. The main opposition is a far second with only 33 women. That's 11% of the total number they have fighting. And having a woman chief minister in the past doesn't seem to have helped women political aspirants in Tamil Nadu either. The DMK has given seats to only 18 women out of 164, that's about 11%. The AIA-DMK has given to 20 out of 167, that's also 12%. And with just 27 seats, the BJP has given 5 women, that's 18%. When my colleague Smriti asked BJP's managers why they didn't at least give 33% of the tickets to women, the party's managers told her that they focused on winnability and not political correctness. But this is a very old excuse and just doesn't hold in this day and age. However, there are other practical issues involved. In India, for many parties, like even the Congress, candidates have to be able to fund their own elections, and here women just don't have those huge resources. Let me remind you of when Nirmala Sitharaman and she created a stir by refusing to fight in 2024, and she said the same thing. Also, let's not overlook safety. Fighting an election means working round the clock and meeting all kinds of people. Only women who come from political families feel safe to venture into such a public life. All of this points to one thing: If women are to work towards parity, it will face resistance. It will be a fight. The opposition says the government just wants to get some women votes ahead of Bengal elections. Remember, this is literally just days before the state votes. Even if that's true, any excuse is a good excuse for gender parity. After all, a quarter of the 21st century is already over. What are we waiting for?
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.